Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm really sick. I'm wearing a beanie to cover up my atrocious hair. I just feel god awful. But, today I'm going to tell you guys why I like art so much. Alright, so starting with the first question, why do I make art? Well, this question's kind of hard for me to answer. I just like making stuff, you know what I mean? It makes me feel a certain way of, wow, I made something cool, and I can share this with other people, and they think it's cool or ugly or whatever. With me personally, I just think it's awesome that somebody or something or even me is able or are able to create something that evokes feeling or evokes emotion. And I just think that's a beautiful thing, something that you can create, whether it's music, art, or even this video that I'm making right now. If it could evoke, some sort of feeling that you have deep inside of you, I just think that's, awesome. I wish I could curse right now just to get my expression out, but this for this sake, this is for school. I can't be dropping the F-bomb all over the place. But going back to why I make it, ultimately it's just an outlet for me to create stuff. I just like making things that people enjoy and stuff like that. In terms of what, I'm trying to read this paper here, but in terms of what art style I prefer, I mean, I like to draw, I like to do a bunch of other things. I mean, like, in my free time I like to dance, and dance is technically an art, I don't know, but this year we did like clay stuff, and I didn't mind that. I actually enjoyed it. So pretty much anything I could get my hands on that I can create with, except for painting. Like, painting is extremely difficult for me. I can't do that for my life. But I like to draw most of the time, like whether it's like a doodle or like whatever in school if I get bored. But how does it make me feel ultimately? I mean, it makes me feel great. I mean, like, something that I can create, and as I said before, like something that evokes feeling or emotion. I just think it's awesome. So it makes me feel great that I as a human being has created something out of this world that means something to another person or to me. And ultimately I just think that's a dope thing. Alright, everybody, so I just had some Five Guys and I took some NyQuil pills, so I think I'm ready to continue on with this video. So what is the meaning and message behind my artwork? Well, this is actually a really tough question for me to answer because I really don't have sort of a message behind all my art pieces. For me personally, whatever I make, any art piece, I just really like the person who's looking at the art piece to interpret it for themselves. I mean, ultimately I do have a reason why I'm doing the art, and there is like some sort of reason why I made it, like, oh, I want to resemble like fear, or I want to resemble happiness, or whatever it is that I'm trying to go for. I really have no clue, but ultimately what I want other people to take from my art and what I want to say with it essentially it's really hard for me to say, actually. I'm actually getting tongue-tied. But essentially I want people to interpret it for themselves and to feel the feelings that they feel when they look at my art. For example, like actually, you know what, let me get it. Give me a second. Alright, so I grabbed it. This is my face that I made this year. I'm pretty sure you guys remember it when we're making the clay faces or whatever. But when I was making this, I kind of wanted, the message behind this was basically, oh, I wanted to display life and death or whatever, and just like how life is fleeting, or I barely remember, but ultimately what I want to do with my art is to have people interpret it for themselves, like, oh, what do you feel when you look at my art piece, and however they feel, it just makes me feel gratified that other people feel that other people feel a type of way when they look at my artwork, sort of say. Well, that's pretty much what my artworks mean. Like, I really have no clue at this point. I'm just rambling on. This is already a long video. Alright, everybody, so this is the point in the video where I talk about some sad things and some personal things that I don't mind sharing with you. I mean, this could go out to the entire world and I still wouldn't care. But the question at hand is, what inspires and motivates me to do my artwork? I'd say what inspired me most to become an artist growing up was definitely my dad, because he had a huge influence on my life. So basically, my dad has been in prison ever since I was born, and the reason for that is because he made a plan to rob some people. Now, I'm not really too shy about sharing this, but basically what happened was that, during the time when my mom was pregnant with me, I think when she was like 20, I think she was 19 or 20, one of the two, but basically when my mom was pregnant with me, my dad just lost his job. He was running out of money. He spent the last of his money actually on getting his bike back from the pound. So, his bright idea was to make a plan to rob some people. Now, the group of people he decided to, make the plan with, basically when they got caught for executing the plan, they gave my dad extra years, and now he's still in prison to this day, which is super unfortunate. But, growing up without a father figure was definitely a struggle for me, growing up, and to cope with that, with all the bullying and, stuff, because I was raised in South Philly. It wasn't the greatest time, but just to cope with that, I would do art all the time. It was my little retreat to sort of cope the fact that I didn't have a dad or anything, and it sucked at the time, but growing up, my dad was still in my life. It wasn't like he went to prison and I never saw him again. I would frequently visit him. I can't even speak, but I would frequently visit him, like every 3-4 months, and I'd grown up ever since I was 5, going into prisons, in and out, seeing all these intimidating inmates, all over the place, and in prison, fun fact, my dad was actually the guy you go to tattoos for. So if you ever needed a tattoo, my dad was the guy. And from what I heard from my uncles, my dad changed a lot in prison. He became a man of God, and now he does all this art and stuff. It's pretty crazy, actually. And growing up, starting from when I was born, actually, when he was first in prison, he started sending me stuff. He sent me portraits, he sent me tattoo designs, all this crazy stuff, biblical scriptures and stuff. I mean, you can see in the back, I'll probably have a picture up of it, but he sent me a bunch of his own Bible, actually, recently, which is actually pretty cool. But he also gave me this t-shirt that I actually showed you guys. You guys have to give me a second, though. Now, I got this t-shirt when I was 5 years old by my dad, and obviously it was too big for me at the time, so I just kept it in my closet. But I cut off the sleeves recently, and it's probably one of my favorite shirts. It shows how much my dad really loves me, and shows his affection towards me. And growing up, receiving all these artworks, it inspired me to do my own thing and create my own thing, and that's how I became the artist I am today. And I'm seriously grateful for him influencing my life to pretty much lead up to this point now, with me creating this video, me creating art, me doing music, any type of medium of art I'm doing now is probably because of my dad. It's one of the biggest influences of my life, and I'm seriously grateful for it. And it's definitely been such a ride, I guess, from going from Philly to here, and just growing up. It was a really tough time, just getting bullied all the time. It really sucked. But besides the point, I also took boxing because I got bullying too much, so so to sort of protect myself or whatever. But I never really got into a fight or anything because I was a Catholic school or whatever. And then I ended up moving to Jersey here, and nobody gets in fights. But regardless of the fact, what motivates me the most to do art, I would say, is definitely ambition. Ambition drives my whole, passion to create art, because when I see somebody draw something, or when I see something amazing, I want to create something similar to that. I want to create not something or copy it, I would say, but more of make my own thing as just as amazing in my eyes as that piece of artwork I just seen. Like, for instance, this year, I joined Breakdance Club because I saw so many people do amazing choreograph dances to songs, and I've seen so many people do amazing things, and I want to do those things as well. And I struggle with that, definitely this year I tried performing, and it definitely was the scariest thing in my life. But with a medium like that, and I'm trying to get to do, and especially with this video, in terms of art medium, for creating videos, and with music too, and not even just art, this whole creative career that I'm making for myself, for the future, it's definitely a whole drive just by pure ambition on my part. So that's what motivates me to make and create art, definitely. And I have to thank my dad for that big time. But that's pretty much all I had to say for today. I'm extremely sorry, Miss Morgan, if I made this video too long, but I had a lot of fun editing this video and making it. It's currently 1 o'clock. I'm really tired. I'm actually just about to pass out, actually. But hopefully you guys enjoy this video. And actually, before I sign off here, I wanted to say that this is going up on my vlog channel. This is going to be the first video on my second channel that I'm starting up, because I promised myself that I'll make a vlog channel of some sort, something completely different from my last channel. and definitely you guys have pretty much been a gateway drug to doing that. So thank you guys so much for trying, at least paying attention, semi-paying attention to this little vlog thing that I made. So that's pretty much all I had to say for today, and yeah, peace out.